Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Naxus, and today, after a little bit of a break, we're going to be picking up where we left off with Disco Elysium. Last week I didn't play this because I was just in quite the mental state and needed the fast-paced action of Doom. But I do want to finish this game, so I don't want to keep putting it off the way that I have been. Sorry. Even though I am also still kind of out of it. It's been an extremely, extremely busy month. But we're going to hop back into this weird-ass game. I don't like it. I don't remember saying I didn't like it. I do sometimes wonder with it being so dialogue heavy if it's a great streaming game, but that doesn't stop the game from being good. But I'm serious. Thought of me having to listen to dialogue and try to like use my brain last week was just not in the cards. Just was not in the cards. So, I'm committed to finishing the game, so we should hop back in, especially since I'm starting a bit late today. So, let's get into it. What the fuck was I doing? A whole bunch of shit, apparently. Oh, God. Okay, union bus. A field autopsy. Gather the mess hall. Roman Rags are not there today, but most likely will eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Gotta do that later. Gotta work on Wednesday. Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. Find booze. I still haven't found booze. Pay for damages. I haven't found any money to pay for damages. My badge. Figure out who put the clothes in the trash. It tells me it might take a while, which is interesting. Ask around for tattoos. Assume I have the recall during. This might take some time. There are strange doors in the Berlin. No one knows where they lead. Find a way and see what's hidden in there. Sing karaoke. But you and Kudo are not close yet. You need to figure out what's going on with him and get your hands on some performance gear. This might take a while. Like a long while. Get Boots off his feet. In order to succeed, the body has to be down, the autopsy has to be finished, and Kim has to be absent. He wouldn't approve. This will be devilishly tricky, so don't beat yourself up if you manage to send the body to process and get a hold of the boots. And, of course, track down my gun. Okay, so find out who the lady driver is, but I thought I found a lady driver already? Like over here somewhere? Oh, like down here. I remember this lady was a little kooky, though.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Are you the lady driver?
You just call me a lady, Herife.
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman
I'm
here.
not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone's
I'm
terrified
only
of.
terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Why are you scared of people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Who was the female driver I was told
How
of?
should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She hums along as if to on a track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Oh, Sim.
Okay, so it's not her. Have I seen? Because I'm also like trying to think here. Like, have I seen any other? Have I ever even seen any female drivers? I don't know if I have found one. Guys are just leaving money lying around.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This
So the other thing is there's the Union where I have to like sneak in. Doesn't give me any options to try and like break the lock or anything. And the other one over here is Measurehead, and last time I tried to fight Measurehead, it didn't work out for me. So let's try something else. Although, also, it is late. Do you know who the late driver is?
Something? I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evangel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it.
Oh, that's good.
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then
Because-
I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre mad.
If I fail these checks,
But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I wonder what it actually would say.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
42%.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Oh, right. I just die if I fail. Can I load? Just load. I was like, again, it's been like 2 weeks since I played, but I'm like, that conversation sounds familiar. Like, do I just keep trying until like RNG finally?
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me.
No.
The name looks like...
So it's like, do I just
Yeah.
keep trying?
Him?
Then I presume
Yeah.
not just...
The lieutenant adopts a...
You're not people.
No.
He's surprised.
It's not a heart.
I'm not.
You've seen...
Nah.
The lieutenant, I've softened him up as best I could. Men like
There we go.
this only respect two things. Strength and fear.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you. I told you. I'm not gonna.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm going to fuck you for the rest of my life. You understand? What's your name, fuckhead? I'm going to go to the police station. Oh, yeah, I'll burn it down.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days. Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Okay, we... Finally, RNG has agreed with me, because usually I fail those checks. So I'm looking for a green lorry? Ah, this one.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers.
I mean, we'll try the door handle.
The door is locked.
What a surprise!
Shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Ah, these good old adventure games with their locked doors.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Oh, I need to equip the pry bar. There we go.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain,
Yeah.
is parked in the pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
No, it's not shatterproof.
How's the casual racism going? Well, I just threatened a racist, so going well? Mostly because I could out-racist them if I wanted to.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes.
Okay, so this must be an important
The
story
inside
thing
is
because it didn't let me
plastered
fail
with
it.
Old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Check the
You
bells.
wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools.
Take all the
lying around
tools.
here,
I need all the
a
tools.
hammer, A pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
How you doing this evening, YOLO? Yeah, at work this evening?
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
What the fuck does that do?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Really? Are they unable to grip it? Just oh, I can't hold on to it. Oh, it just looks like I'm jerking it off every time.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
When the footprints of the crime scene had an aberration, one sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
She's also one running the drug trade. First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Women. Always up to something.
We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio trip. These
Yeah,
are
look at those
movie
posters. They're very
featuring
important to know
starlets
these.
From long-forgotten films, from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Oh, we better
The
look at that
actress
then.
is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an
Ew.
autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera.
It's probably her when she's younger or
The
something.
actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
The smell of a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Well,
It's
we
an
better see what's
issue
on it.
of Petty Ferrique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
The ULAN frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out tool slides back into its nest.
I guess
The
that's
rest
everything.
is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Sure, what you got,
Alright,
Kim?
We've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. So we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Sounds like something police would do.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation.
We are
I'm
policing.
especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road. As
Yeah, those
elegant as
those
they
movie
are,
posters,
I
how do they
don't think
matter?
they are relevant to the drug trade. Yes, well,
Unimportant.
we should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
I'm sure they'll look
There
into
are
it.
more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we're done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Debrief over?
After you.
Hey, Loser Corner. Good to see you this evening. What movie were you watching? I hope it was a good one. Run. Oh, you got a minute? What have you got for me?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
So you know the lady driver?
She's okay. Troubled, but a nice person. She left last week. Left me the keys to park her lorry if the jam should break.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing, man. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. So, is she in trouble or what?
Okay, disclose the facts.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
That's what means more civilians involved.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's up with those
Oh, you know.
rhymes?
Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Yeah, like, would you know the difference? I don't know if I would know the difference without seeing it spelled out like that.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Hit him with my best verse.
Wait.
Wow.
There's something here.
That's what I
Away
succeed
from
on the
us.
first try.
It starts like,
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion,
Silent communion. That's good.
where graspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I think that may be an actual poet, and I learned it by heart. I'm just the vessel for the muse.
No matter. Great verses like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
Thunderbolts? Is it as good as I've heard the people say it is?
Just messing with you.
A strange
It's
compliment.
cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop. They're more often in the fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
in a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
Gives you a
You
thumbs
found
up.
some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
You think so? Well, what did you personally feel of the movie then? Where am I going?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to
Oh, what
you.
the fuck?
This button looks new, but Someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Yeah, that fucking Kuno.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
There's the police. I am a verse god. I spit straight bars, alright? You thought it was good? Okay, well that gives me hope. I didn't know if because the last, like, whole bunch of Marvel movies have been bad, that people are seeing Thunderbolts and it's not bad, and they're, like, over-exaggerating how good it is, because they've just been so thirsty for a good Marvel movie that it tastes delicious, even though it's just water.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. All you hear is static, but no one answers.
Do I just keep hitting these and seeing what happens?
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. No one answers your call. Mazovian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Like, man, what is this artwork? That's crazy. Okay, bonuses from the thought. Left-wing dialogue options give +4 experience. One visual calculus. Reaction everywhere. Downtrodden. Invacommunist. Well, that doesn't sound like anything good. Why would I want negative shit? Indirect modes of taxation. Okay, how do I make this work? Should I be able to, like, turn one of these off? I guess not. Now, I believe there was union people in here before. I have a task to talk to union people. Are you a union person? Let me just go up nonchalantly with the crowbar.
slumber. Perhaps
Still?
on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial darkness. There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Wake up! This is an order. I am the law. The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. That's right. I'm the law, and people need to know this. You're alive?
Wait, what? I was just sleeping. What do you want?
You've been sleeping literally all day.
They got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. Or just getting some sleep. Or was. We are the workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. Yeah, what about it? You know, people die here every day.
Not usually by
Someone's
hanging, I'm
fell in
assuming.
a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs.
Do you seem oddly specific?
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Well, actually, he was hanging from the tree, so get your facts straight.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead. You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
You work in logistics. The guy who's been asleep all
He
day.
doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going?
He lets out a big yawn and stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass.
Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
I've almost never been outside of this building.
Good. Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employers and their employment. For one, I can get some goddamn shut-eye. Right to sleep, I say.
Is that your room?
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that.
Did you see anything interesting in dreams? Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like corpses into a mausoleum? Was it pure nothing, your consciousness no larger than a single grain of malt? Tell me, was this bliss-free of X somethings?
The worker stares at you. His eyes
Again,
dry
spitting
and
bars.
sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses, no mausoleums, just quality time.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection. The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table.
Man, I wish I could fall
In
asleep
sweet
that fast.
Sleep.
I can fall asleep pretty fast, but not instantaneously like that. So I can't talk to these people that are just wandering around, or standing around, I should say.
You see a a heavy steel door. The door
Push.
does not budge. The
Push.
door does not. The cobalt blue.
Damn. I see money on the floor. How do I get in there? Can I get in there? God, I need to find music. Where can I find music?
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
I don't need to kick the mailbox. Guess it's locked for the day. Now, where was Joyce again? Okay, I've got a coat now. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all of your life. That
You're
always
back.
makes me sad.
Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Okay, a bloodbath?
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing,
Really?
this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need one?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship
Oh,
is
great. We've
deteriorating.
let a bunch of muscle men in with no regards of
They wear ceramic
law
armor,
or
have
anyone they
semi-automatic
answer to.
weapons and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Okay, so people lynched one of them. Gotcha.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded,
Oh, great.
executions will follow.
Brainless muscle men with a vendetta who become vigilantes.
What is the nature of these?
This is
so-called
certainly not a
investigations?
powder keg.
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
This is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of me. I just got an achievement. Hyperstellar Law Official says 7 deranged superstar lines. Okay. I guess by saying the word disco.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Actually, that kind of depends on your definition of pretty. The bees do a nice little dance. A coordinated dance. And then they just pile on the bee and then just vibrate. Or pile onto the wasp. And hornets. And just vibrate really, really fast. Cooking the hornet alive. Just cooking it alive. Which, in a way, in the coordination of it, it's actually kind of beautiful.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms.
Uh-huh.
Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Now, when you say teenagers, it's not Kuno, is
The
it?
lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions.
What
and
the fuck is a fourth world country look like?
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
This all seems very poorly thought out.
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
It's a
The
pang of
lieutenant was
regret.
testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
Considering I'm passing so many of these logic checks, and this game has been full of these logic checks, I'm, all those mental checks anyway. Like, I feel like I definitely picked the right stats, at least for the beginning part of the game. Because I'm getting a lot of information.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the two
They've
remaining
gone to
mercs
ground, as
now?
it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are they? Okay, well, I guess I failed. Okay. That didn't even give me, like, a speech about why I failed. You went more
You're
persuasive?
back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent. It doesn't really, in any case.
If,
Let's
Of
get
course,
let's
I
get through
wouldn't
this.
normally break protocol like this, but the yes.
since you're
Then we're on the same. I have an indirect role to play. I'm sad to say. Absolute.
who are they?
Cronell. They wear.
So,
That was a long conversation for me to fail at the 9th hour there.
Nothing. It's a
what is the name?
whether to execute one, some, or all. It is very fun. If you don't,
The débardeur.
have you ever seen these men? as
Still
I
not
said,
disco.
A bloodbath. Many. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. Not much. They both.
Meaning the.
Yes. Sadly, if you.
Do you know a lot?
In my line of work, it pays to. I have.
She's being truthful.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers. The remaining contractors. Their tribute that the man was killed
The lieutenant.
Odd.
last Sunday. Either way, that's a good.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you mean Lely, his service name, and one is.
What would you?
She closes her.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant.
That's all right.
He was 40.
What else?
In a way, it was humanizing. They've gone to. They don't have the same respect for the. You're likely to run into them eventually.
One
Okay.
was obviously the scab leader.
I am legitimately the saddest motherfucker
The
around.
one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates, the one chanting the idiotic slogans.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the good and ill-fitting work clothes with the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice.
I don't, like...
There's no need to kick the hornet's
It
nest.
seems really easy to lose my morale, but very hard to get it back.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
She reaches for the photo, takes it, then holds it in her hand.
Look at these tattoos!
For about half a minute, in silence.
Do you think the people on Inkmaster could do this?
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
He tattooed constellations on himself. That seems pretty highfalutin.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this.
She points to his hurt.
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
There's a whole
The
bunch of
old,
lore that
old
I don't know.
world passing by, and the new world already here.
Although I guess my character doesn't remember anything, so he wouldn't know either. But she's just spitting out facts and names and concepts that, like, I should just know what they are. The lore is the lore. Kind of like how I am the law. No, but I mean, like, that's what I mean. Like, it's similar to, like, Half-Life 2 would talk to Gordon Freeman like he should know what's going on when he obviously doesn't. Although Gordon never speaks to correct them. And I feel that's what's kind of happening here. Is like there's so many things being spat at me. Lore and name drops and events and everything like that I'm obviously supposed to know and don't. Luckily, some of these mental stats do give me more info, but, like, there's a lot of names and shit here that I don't know.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. His platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
But I really wanna.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I know you kind of will. Can I ask about money?
Good.
Is what you want to say. But it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes.
What lustrous
by
hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities.
My brain is
These
trying to
are
tell me
calm
not to
eyes
say
of
dumb
a
shit.
rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Within reason.
Yeah,
Now
so.
look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
That's because my dick's too big.
You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm a damn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Indirect taxation disapproves. I did not tell her about investigation. I did tell her. What do you mean? Like, the problem is I really want to see what happens if I succeed, but it's a really low roll. But I know if I fail, I'm going to lose the morale. Oh, Kim wants to talk.
We should think about calling it today, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then.
They don't have
Let's
the money.
talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
If I give for that skill check? What do you mean if I give? Feels like you forgot to English properly there. Do you want to see me try? Is that what you mean? Do you want to see me try to ask this lady for money? It is a low % chance of me succeeding, but the fact that it is a roll implies that it is possible to win. And ask for money. Which I clearly need. I only have 4. How much did I need? What I can't just want to tell. I know I'm going to end up having to load, but I'm so curious.
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
What you meant to say was...
But you see, Jay, it's not gambler's mentality. It could have went very well. You keep thinking in the terms of what's likely going to happen, not what will happen, and what could happen. And what could happen is rich lady will give me all her money. And I could just keep reloading until I eventually win, but I feel like that's cheating what this game is meant to be. Damage is like caused by an earthquake.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Yeah, Lieutenant, why won't you let me sit on this bench, man?
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
It's cold out. I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Come on, man. They're all I've been through.
As a police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence. Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Good luck trying to use it. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
I'll break it down.
Wonderful. Try to do that. I'll have to call you an ambulance. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Although, I could get another skill point. Apparently, I should have picked that. Jesus. Pick locks and pockets. Yeah, more of that. Like, I level up again? What else do I want, though? Because I'm unsure exactly. Okay, actually, I probably need that. Yeah, a morale point back.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those things?
There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
Isn't that
I
corruption?
don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence. but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put the spinners on your machine?
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cup with spinners. That would be
Yes.
outrageous.
Outrageously cool.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
See, I kind of don't want to take them, but I don't have money, and I feel like I need a lot of money. I don't have any.
Yes, the bird's nest Roy, near the canal. We've been there. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? No, and I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. Anything else? 57, over.
In the cabin, you see a
Okay. Let's go on the hubcaps. Was it right here?
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
It's cool, you're still open. Big city
The pawn
vibes.
shop is always open.
Is Roy high? And if yes, what is he on? Let me see.
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately.
Sure thing. You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind. My apologies, officer.
A needle in a haystack.
Right,
There is
right,
nothing
right.
you can do about it.
Sure, man.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them?
No, but
Jump
he
to
did
this
arrest some children.
banner? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 60 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Sure.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale. A photic path, counter-radiance network, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
I'm sorry, Kim. I'm sorry. I was only missing $42. Nor did I find any music for the karaoke. Do you have music for the karaoke?
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Maybe I am.
Have you found anyone to be sweet to?
No, I'm done with mating rituals this time around. Flirt with the old lady.
Rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Of course, dear. Good luck.
Fine, here's the money.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well?
I guess I should apologize.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
I see how it is.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Another thing. Great. I love... Yes? Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this...
No, there's nothing there.
Wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling?
Because
Yeah, I already had that
he's
conversation.
not the bartender.
I feel like you've given me a hint previously, but it isn't connecting.
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Is there anything
My
else?
goal is just to piss this man off as much as humanly possible.
This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you needed other than alcohol?
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
What now?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? No, I'm the superstar
That
cop.
is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the...
Cool
No,
cop?
you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Well, that made the other couple types jealous.
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
Oh.
That won't happen.
Oh. Don't you not have a memory? No, I do not have a memory. Can I unlock? No. Can I disconnect thoughts? Apparently not. Well, this is my room.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
I was about to actually say, I didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I think I want to pick up smoking. How'd you get so cool?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with...
Could I give out a fake fine to get the money for the room?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Ravachol.
Would that be easy guard abuse?
Although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition...
Oh yeah, more best viewers. Jay, look at all the viewers I can have.
And records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes.
Yes, the international community's mission in Ravachol, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Merlinton leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
Hey Adam, how you doing this evening?
We performed a thorough initial inspection of the victim's body, so that's good. One could say it's the main thing to do in a murder. Then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot.
Damn straight, I'm a sharpshooting cop.
We still have to perform the autopsy, though. However, we did a thorough search of the crime scene.
You banned. But Jay, what about my viewers I could have bought? You got rid of the way I could have bought followers. I am half asleep, Adam. I am having a rough go of it right now. I've been so exhausted the past few weeks.
Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean.
I love doing interviews, and people love me. They love bathing in my glory.
I hope your confidence will translate into results,
Aw.
officer. We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but... Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
You banned a viewer, Jay? Maybe he could send bits? Yeah, a viewer. It certainly wasn't a robot. He had the best viewers, apparently, but I didn't give a fuck. I'll ban the best viewers, too. I've given him too much power. I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast. The rest has to try and keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run. I want to raise money for charity. Basically, the game is calling me out for running, I guess. A game has never called me out for that before.
All right, but... And forgive me, this has been bothering me since this morning. How have you managed to run around all day wearing only one shoe?
It's part of my penance. I punish myself. This game is about dancing in Greece. Well, no. Well, it's odd in real life to see a dude running everywhere. But I'm not in real life. I'm in a game.
Well, there seems to be a shoe that is a match to the one you're wearing further down the balcony. Perhaps you can collect it when we're done talking.
Why is it called Disco Elysium, then? You know what? I don't know yet. We do mention disco a lot, but it seems to be a term for something cool. I got an achievement earlier for saying something wasn't disco.
He's right. There it is, green and shiny under the glowing, whirling window. The sky above is dark and the lights sparkle.
Imagine how much faster you could run wearing a cool patent leather shoe on each foot.
Disco is cool. It's a great musical genre. I like a few disco songs. A few. Not too into it.
The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen. Do you?
Things are bad out there, point of the city. We need them here giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. Immigrants, liberal kips, fucking men are turning into women. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. We're all stooges.
No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette.
I mean, this narrator also spits bars.
Drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like
it's
this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Ever the optimist.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Okay, I just got an achievement. Goodest of good cops. Get him to trust me. I am a goodest of good cops.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
A shoe!
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Damn right.
Like two baby crocodiles.
Wait, these don't look like normal cop shoes.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
How do they fit?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy.
Yay, I got my shoes. My morale is increased.
Truth be told.
The smell of the sea makes you dizzy? Oh, come on. The smell of the sea is beautiful. See you in the morning. Good night, Kim. Bye. God, this room is shit. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're a super cop.
On the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
The impossible is... Hang on. Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet. Stop steam from falling out the window. Do I have chain cutters? Huh. How about that? Okay. There we go.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the
I'm gonna break it if it's that low. You're sure my dreams will be normal? I'm sure they will be too. Damn it. Oh, did I break the window?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window.
Maybe it wasn't me.
And maybe, just maybe, you succeeded. We'll never know. Or maybe you were trying to smash your own reflection in the window pane.
Hey. Stop with
the bed is cold
sense.
and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
They couldn't give me new
The
sheets.
option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
All right, let's go to sleep. Let's end the
The
day.
sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
Oh.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Ah, fuck. But I want to sleep.
You're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Aw, why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids
Just stop thinking. Knock yourself out. Hit your head off the wall.
start forming.
Eventually it'll pass out. Tell me the kid's not going to be in my dream. Oh, look, I even get a disco ball for my apparent suicide.
The scent of your childhood.
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time.
Oh dear, what did I
Harry, dear.
do?
And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
So do I I left?
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
God, I am talking down to myself right now.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium? Oh, there we go. Now we might learn what this is.
The Pale and the Useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I couldn't have possibly have failed this many people. I didn't meet all these people.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. sweating up the bed.
Stinky boy.
You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up.
No, I'm
garbage.
really trying.
The
I want
pictures
to
are
solve the
gone.
case.
The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
There's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Oh, okay. Somehow that healed my morale? Yes, any more thoughts? I don't know what all of these thoughts are. All right, we'll do that.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Of course, some late night shit talking helped your morale. In my sleep, no less. That's efficient. I'm increasing my morale while asleep.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. What is speed?
Is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
You never get to sleep in?
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
I'm not looking for
Are
drugs.
You sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I am not doing drugs. I am a super cop. I am the law. Anyway, that is where we will be leaving it this evening. It's about that time. So I will be back on Monday with you, Mod Monday, and I'm going to commit to trying to finish this game. So, stuff might come up. Like I said, I've been extremely busy lately. So, as it stands right now, I will be trying to complete this game over the course of the next couple of weeks. So on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to try and play this. I'm interested to see where this goes. There's a lot of loose threads here. I still haven't sang karaoke, so I got to figure out a way to do that. Well, with that, everyone, you all have a fantastic evening, and I will see you on Monday with more Junk Food 4. Good night. Well, I got a couple of achievements today, so that's good. I am the law, though, and I feel like not enough people understand that I am the law. So, I mean, we need